Okay, class. Today we'll be looking at identifying writers' claims. All right. So, as part of our series in diagnosing or going through the question types in the reading section, today we'll be looking at identifying writers' claims. So, these are the type of question that they will ask you to choose whether it's yes, no, or not given. Now, the difference between this and true and false is that true or false not given are factual statements that are within the test. On the other hand, these are writer's claims. So the writer will be claiming that something does something. Okay, so that's where the true false, the yes no not given comes in. All right. However, the basic um, understanding for the two that I mostly teach my students is that yes or true means what? The information you are reading within the question and that of the text are same in meaning. It is false or no if what if the information that you are reading from the list of statements that you have been given within the question is opposite or is contrary to the information that you are reading within the paragraph or the text. And not given is also similar. The information that you are trying to find is either not there, the entire information might not be there, or some part might be showing, other parts aren't there, and the whole thing doesn't make sense. That means it's not given. So that's the basics. All right, so let's get to it. All right, so yes, no, not given. So the statement is yes if the information within the statement is same in meaning, all right, as the information within the area of the text that you identified the correct answer to be. Okay, so as you are reading, I know by now you know that we use the paragraph by paragraph method. As you read the paragraph, you compare the information. If you read the information, to just jump at you. Trust me. If you didn't read it, okay, it means it's not there. Or if you read an opposite thing, it means what? It means it's no. Simple. So that's how it is. So no means what? The statement, okay, is opposite in meaning as the information within the passage. All right. So as you read the statement and you compare the information you read within the passage, you know that these two goes in opposite directions. Therefore, it's a no. Not given is what the information that you are looking. Some parts are there, other parts might not be there. The entire meaning of the statement is not being reflected within the text. That one means it's not given. Okay, so there are certain things that you have to look at. IELTS uses these words. They are quite small, however, they can make a big difference in the meaning of the entirety of a sentence. Okay, so within the statement, before I realize, they will write oh, a very few of something, had done something. Now, you come to the text and you read that all of them did this and that. So if you are just following your attention on the fact that on the activity that happened, however, you aren't considering the qualifiers. Okay, is it all? Is it some? Is it a few? Is it majority? Is minority? You get it? So these are words that I ought to use to just alter the entire meaning of the whole sentence. And you might be thinking, oh, this specific answer should be what? Should be a yes. But just that word alone negates the whole thing and it becomes what? False or no rather. Okay, it becomes no. Okay, so these are the words some, all, mainly, often, always, occasionally. Okay, and there are a lot more. There are places where the writer will say, oh, I know, or this one says he believes. or he claims. Sometimes he suggests. Okay, these are words that you have to take into consideration whenever you are picking your answers, whenever you say them, because they can just alter the sentences just like that. That's what they are. That's why they love to use them, because they can just change the meaning within a twinkle of an eye, and you end up choosing the wrong answer, and that's what they want. Okay, but if you know these, okay, there's not gonna be any stress to you. You're just going to do it fast and swift. All right. So one thing that you have to know is whenever you are doing the writing test, you write your answers. Write yes, no, or not given in full. Please write them in full. Okay, let me pick my let me pick the pen. Okay, so write them in full, please. Write them and take note. Don't exchange yes, no, not given answers for true, false, not given. Please, if you do that, it's wrong. In as much as the entire statement might be yes, however, you wrote true over there. It's wrong. They will mark you down. Okay, so pay keen and close attention to the instruction that you have been given. If the instructions is saying yes, no, not given, write your yes, no, not given. If the instruction is saying well, true, false, not given, write your true, false, not given. All right. Okay, so let's take a look at um, a sample to get the. Let me pull it up. Okay, so I believe you can see my screen. Test two, question number 21 to 26. Do the following statements agree with the claims of the writer in reading passage 2? In boxes 21 to 26 on your answer sheet, write. So you see the instruction. So write what? Yes. What's the meaning of yes? If the statement agrees with the claims of the writer. No. If the statement contradicts. See, it's opposite, it's contrary to the claims of the writer, and not given if it is impossible to say the writer thinks about this specific statement. Okay, so those are the instructions. They are straightforward and they are vivid. So there's no need for you to go do any other thing which will cause you to lose marks. All right. So um still pick, let me do the side. Let me pick highlighter and let's start. So if you are starting with this, we go by paragraph method. And these questions comes in order. Therefore, reading the first one and the second one is good enough for you to give you a clue whenever you are reading the paragraph by paragraph method. Okay, so let's read the first question statement together. Excuse me. It is possible that using antibacterial products in the home fails to have the desired what effect. Said it is possible. So whenever I'm reading the test, okay, you want to see whether this information is there. And remember, paraphrasing and meaning. Okay, whether it will be stated anywhere um within the paragraph that there's a possibility that using what antibacterial products, okay, in the home fails to have the desired what effect. Okay, fails to have the desired effect. So let's go to the test. These are some summary completion. You will do that one later Okay, and we have a multiple choice over here. So that's the set of questions over here. But we are considering these ones because that's our focus for today. All right, so let me take you to the section which um, contains. Let's start from here. Let's start from this one. This is the entire thing. I contain multitudes. Okay, and somebody reviewing a book about microbes, right? So let's start from here. Let's read the second page altogether, right? Okay, so Young Books is in many ways a plea for microbacterial tolerance, pointing out that while fewer than 100 species of bacteria bring diseases, more thousands play um, many thousand more play a vital role in maintaining our health. The book also acknowledges that our attitude towards bacteria is not a simple one. We tend to see the dangers posed by bacteria, yet at the same time, we are we are sold yogurt and drinks supposedly nature friendly bacteria. In reality, says Young, bacteria should not be viewed as either a friend or foe, villain or what? A hero. Instead, we should realize we have a symbiotic relationship that can be mutually beneficial and mutually what? Destructive. Hmm. Let's come over here. We have read the sentence. It is possible that using antimicrobial products in their homes fails to have the desired effect. You read anything like that? It's a good idea to ensure that children comes into contact with few bacteria as possible. You read anything like that? Not yet. And I think the paragraph that we read, okay, we have our answers might be here. Produce answers for this section. So it means if you go further down, you will find answers to this. All right. So let's get going. What then do these millions of organisms do? The answer is pretty much everything. New research is now unraveling the ways in which bacteria aid digestion, regulate our immune system, eliminate toxins, produce vitamins, affect our behavior, and even combat with obesity. They actually help us. So you see quotation marks. Okay, it means someone is saying something. Say it what young. It actually help us become who we are. But we are facing a growing problem. Our obsession with hygiene, our overuse of antibiotics, and our unhealthy low fiber diets are disrupting the bacterial balance and may be responsible for soaring rates of what allergies and immune problems such as inflammatory bowel disease. Okay, so new research is doing something, support something. So this one is also so what happened is that this whole paragraph contains answers for this summary. Okay, and the second one housed the answers for what? This one. All right. So probably if you go next, you find the answers to these. Let's proceed. The most recent research actually turns accepted norms upside down. Accepted norms are upside down. For example, there are studies indicating that The excessive use of household detergents and antimicrobial products. There's a punchline where antimicrobial products usually destroys the microbes that normally keep the more dangerous germs at bay. Mm, that's a sentence that contains um, antimicrobial properties. So let's read again. It's possible that using antimicrobial products in the home fails to have the desired effect. Is it yes? Is it there? That it fails to have the desired effect? For example, there is a study that indicates this excessive use of detergents and these actually destroy the microbes that normally keeps the more dangerous germs at bay. So, what is this sentence trying to mean? Okay, what is this trying to mean now? Just trying to indicate to us that even though studies indicates that what we are using detergents and antimicrobial products, okay, it usually destroys microbes that normally keep these ones what at bay. So we have microbes that protects our body. All right, let's put it that way because that's what it's trying to say. We have microbes that protects our body, and our use of detergents or antibacterial products rather destroys those normal microbes that keeps the dangerous ones away. So it's kind of we are using antibacterial products and it is a counterproductive. All right, it's counterproductive. So that really means that the desired effect that we want the antimicrobial products to do, okay, we are not getting it, and that makes this answer a yes. Do you get the point? If you don't get the meaning of that sentence, it will be very hard for you to decipher whether it's a yes. Okay, and that's what I've just explained. So it is possible that using these products, antibacterial products in homes fails to have the desired effect. So what is the desired effect of antimicrobial products? We want to use them so that we can um, kill or eliminate um, bacteria that are harmful to us. All right. And now we are saying it fails to have its desired effect. So the desired effect is to keep those ones that um, we don't want away. But here's the case that it has failed because those that are supposed to be the normal ones, keeping the dangerous ones at bay or away, are being taken care of by this product. So it hasn't achieved its purpose. That's what makes this sentence a yes. Okay, now let's look at the second one. Let's proceed and read. Other studies shows that keeping a dog as a pet gives children early exposure to a diverse range of bacteria which may help protect them against allergies later. So look at this word, which may. So this is an uncertain, a word of uncertainty. Anyway, let's check out the statement. It is a good idea to ensure that children come into contact with a few. Now, remember the word that I told you to look at. Some, few bacteria as possible. But over here, what does it say? Pets. Okay, other studies shows that having some keeping a dog or a pet gives children early exposure to what a diverse range of what bacteria. If you say something is diverse range of, it means a lot different variety of bacteria. You get it? So children are being exposed to different variety of bacteria. However, over here it's saying what a few bacteria, as few as what as possible. So this makes this answer what opposite to what the statement is saying. This, the writer over here is talking about keeping what dogs or pets, and it will give what exposure to diverse range of bacteria to the child, which may protect them against allergies later. However, the statement is saying what it is not a good idea. So it is a good idea to ensure children come into contact what with few, by saying with diverse range of. Please, are you getting the point? That's why I say look at these words very carefully. They just alter the meaning of the entire word, the entire sentence. Okay, making this one what a no. Now let's continue. So Young's books contain more case studies than are necessary. Let's see. Let's proceed. I think that'll be the last paragraph. The readers of Young's book must be prepared for unglamorous world. Wow. Among the less appealing case studies is one about fungus that are wiping out entire populations of frogs, and that can be halted by a rare microbial bacterium. Another is about squid that carry um, luminant bacteria that protect them against predators. It is however, if you can overcome these distastes of some of the investigation, the reasons the reasons for Young's enthusiasm comes clear. Hmm. So all this that we have read, and it talks about the book contains more case studies than are necessary. Did it explicitly say there are case studies, right? Okay. I said among the less appealing case studies. Fine. So some of them are less appealing, but it doesn't, and it goes ahead and describes the um, less appealing ones, but it doesn't say they are unnecessary or young books contain more case studies than are necessary. It doesn't explicitly say that. Okay, so this whole statement over here is not there. The writer didn't say it, and it's not contrary to any statement that we have just read. So there's a high probability that this one is what not given. However, let's proceed and read whether we chance. If we chance on this, then it means this one is completely what not given. The case studies about bacteria that prevents squid from being attacked may have limited appeal. Hmm. I think we read about that one. May have a limited appeal, which means it's not that nice. So let's see. Another is about squid that carry this luminescence bacteria that protect them against predators. Now, this one another means it is an add-on to the previous one. So let's start with the first one. The first sentence. The readers of Young's book must be prepared for this ungrammarous word, which means something is not nice. Okay, among the less appealing, which means case studies which are not what appealing. So among them, if there are more, and in state one, fungus wiping away frogs, and another is what these. So these quits that carry this luminescent bacteria that protect us against predators. They are all part of what the less appealing case studies. Okay, they are all part of the less appealing case studies. And here the statement says the case study about bacteria that prevents squids from being attacked. So protect against predators, prevent from being attacked, may have limited appeal, and it stated less appealing ones. So this statement is a yes, because the meaning of that statement completely reflects in less appealing case studies, and this one is another less appealing case study. And protect them against predators means what prevents it from being attacked. You get it? So the meaning can be read from the passage. So let's proceed to the next one. Efforts to control dengue fever have been surprisingly successful. Hmm. Let's see. Let's proceed and read it. So we got here. Let's proceed. The microbial world is a place of wonder already in an attempt to stop mosquitoes spreading dengue fever. So we have dengue. So this thing over here, this is what we call an N dash. Okay. Whenever they use it, it means they are coming to give supplementary information which describes something over here. Okay. They are going to give information that describes something over here, or they are going to add extra information to it. Now, dengue fever, and it describes a disease that infects 400 million people a year. Okay, mosquitoes are being loaded with a bacteria to block the disease. We have talked about dengue fever, mosquitoes being loaded with bacteria to block that dengue fever. Hmm. Have you said it's successful or it's not successful? See, the effort to control dengue fever has been surprisingly successful. Surprisingly successful. So the information is there that we are having research to, what do you call it, to control dengue fever. But it doesn't say that it has been what, successful. You get it? It hasn't stated explicitly that it has been what, successful. So that makes this statement no. Let's proceed and see something. In the future, our ability to manipulate microbes means we could construct buildings that with what useful microbes built into their walls to fight off infections. Just imagine a neonatal hospital ward coated with a special mix of cocktails of bacteria of microbes so that babies get the best start in life. So that one is not even talking about effort to control dengue fever. Probably is this. Okay. So this makes this specific statement no. We have there are efforts to control dengue fever, okay, which was described in there. However, it hasn't been stated that it was surprisingly successful. Okay, and that makes this answer what? A no. has this effort been successful, so surprisingly successful? That does the statement or the sentence within the passage say explicitly that it has been successful? It doesn't say that, but it talks about it, but it doesn't say that specifically that it was successful. So that one makes it what? No, it hasn't been successful. All right, so let's proceed and look at the last one. The last sentence or last statement is what? Microbes that reduce the risk of infection have already been put inside walls of some hospital wards. No, 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 no. It said in the future, our ability to control means we could build. Okay, so this one is in the future, not what? Currently. Okay, not currently. So this one is a no. Now let's take a look at this one again. The information that we are reading is actually not given because this part is there. For it to be a no, it means, you see, if it's a no, look at the answer for question number 26. It said have already been. Okay, microbes that reduce the risk of infection has already been put inside the walls of some hospitals. And the statement says in the future, if you control them, we can use them for that. So that one makes it no. However, over here, there is no information about surprisingly successful. Let's look at it once again. Okay, already in an attempt to stop mosquitoes spreading dengue fever, mosquitoes are being mosquitoes are being loaded with bacteria to block the disease. Okay, I just eliminated what is inside the M dash. So this statement does not inform us anything about it being successful or not. Hence, the answer is not given, please. The answer is not given. The answer is not given. All right, because not given, it means some of the information are there, but they are not what? Complete. And we have effort to control dengue, but we don't have the last part over here, has been successful. That one makes it what? Not given, please. All right, so I'll end it over here. I encourage you to practice using some the actual Cambridge book because those are the actual ones you get on Thursday. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.